What up, what up? It's your girl, Rasathi in Singapore. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. It's Pika out here in Singapore. It is Saturday night. It's been an interesting day. The first of 4 days that I've been off, baby girl was off with me. We got to, hang out and cook and do some stuff. We had some family members come over and have lunch with us. It was actually really nice. And after that, we decided to watch a movie and chill out a little bit. But it's funny how you get messages through whatever media you're listening to. Either it's the radio, it's Spotify, it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. You get messages when you need your messages, right? So I think I've mentioned before that I feel like I'm on a twin flame journey. And today I said I feel like because I'm not even sure if it is or not. I've been listening to one of my favorite oracle readers, Nailia Guerrero. So if you have a chance, please check her out. She's amazing. NailiaGuerrero.com. And she had some, it seemed like good news. Everything's going the way it should be. And I feel like, hopeful and everything. And basically the essence of her reading was, stay the course, don't give up. You're right where you're supposed to be. Trust your guidance. Shortly thereafter, I chose a movie. We decided to watch Bela Karen, and it was actually a really good movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it brought up a lot of points for me about, my story, my journey, what it is I'm doing with my life, how it is that I represent myself and my brand at all times, because, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner now, and whatever I do reflects on my business. It's me. I am the business. I am the brand, right? So I'm trying to make sure that I walk my talk and that I display integrity at every twist and turn. Anyway, so watching this movie brought up a lot of points. Basically, that you should always watch the information that's being fed to you. You should consider the source of the information, where it's coming from. And then you need to trust your gut, because people are going to tell you what they want to tell you, and they have their own motives for telling you whatever they want to tell you. So you can't live paranoid for the rest of your life. You kind of have to trust your gut and go with what you think is right. You got to do your best with whatever you know, and then when you know more, you do better at that point. So all those points were brilliant. It brought back the point that marketing is key. And that it can be simple marketing. It doesn't have to be social media. It doesn't have to be, paid advertising anywhere. It could be as simple as a conversation with somebody. All right. But anyway, back to the story here today. The reality of my life at the moment is I live in my own world. I have shut off certain people because they drain me of my energy. I keep certain people in my circle because I feel like we can benefit each other. I talk to certain people because they speak life into me, especially when I'm down. And basically life just goes on from there. It's an endless cycle of really, really boring stuff. I think I've talked about this before. I go to work, I go to school, I go to work, I go to school, I go to work, I go to school. That's pretty much it. I don't have a social life outside of social media, which is pretty damn pathetic. But I'm cool with that. I'm all right. I'm not out here spending reckless amounts of money on alcohol or cigarettes or whatever it is. I'm taking care of business, and I'm freaking proud of that, to be honest. Anyway, so while the the oracle card reading left me quite hopeful and optimistic about events as they are about to unfold, and I'm looking forward to 2018. I'm already in that mindset right now. Something that happened throughout the course of the movie has my guard up again. So I'm not actually tech savvy. It may come across that I am, but I'm not. I know for a fact that you can hide things off of your timeline on Facebook, but to the untrained eye, or the untrained person who's hiding stuff, it still pops up on a feed if you comment on it. So a post popped up today that I thought had been deleted, not on my timeline, on someone else's timeline, because that same someone actually commented on the post, and I was able to see everything that had happened from the day that I thought it had been deleted till today. So imagine my shock. Well, should I even be shocked at the moment? Imagine my surprise when the reality that I had taken for granted doesn't seem to be so. So, once again, I'm guarded. I think it's rightfully so. I feel like I am in a place right now with my mood that I am going to use this anger that's bubbling up to my advantage so I can go ahead and get everything I need to get done anyway. Somebody I thought that was going to be alongside me in this journey towards, a fruitful business, a respectable partnership, stuff like that, I feel like isn't as forthcoming as I thought they were. And I feel like they are hiding more than they need to, because, seriously, just tell me the truth, manage my expectations, and I'm good to go. I don't need you to lie to my face. I don't need you to butter me up. I don't need you to kiss my ass. I am not that girl. Nevertheless, I feel like I need to rethink my strategy and rethink my circle and rethink everything that I'm doing suddenly, because I find that, as is the case with most twin flame relationships, my shadow self is emerging and there are some problems that I need to fix. There are recurring problems in my life, and I think it's just something that I've had trouble fixing in the past. So, to address the issue itself, I trust very easily. Mostly because I want to believe that the world is a beautiful place. I want to believe that there is still mystery and magic around, that there are good people, and that, there are good things to look forward to in life. I'm not saying that there aren't. What I am saying is I should probably be more careful. I find that people make the same mistakes over and over again. And that old adage of, what is it? Hurt me once, shame on you. Hurt me twice, shame on me. Well, honey, we're going on the third time now, and I'm about to drop back and punt like you've never seen before. And while I want to be a fan and share your work and make sure that you are promoted in the best light possible, I feel that maybe I'm not the person that you need me to be. I'm not petty. I'm not childish. I'm not going to change who I am to suit who you are. And the only reason I'm bringing this up on a podcast without naming names is because this is something you're going to face at some point or another, whether you're in business or not. At some point, you're going to have to check your circle again. At some point, you're going to run into people that don't have your best interest at heart, but really talk a mean game. You're going to find people that will promise you the moon and the stars and can't even send a text message. It's just that ridiculous. And that's okay. What you're teaching me, though, without you knowing, like unbeknownst to you, what you're teaching me, though, is that I can no longer trust you, that I can no longer depend on you, that you are NATO, no action, talk only. And this goes for relatives, friends, significant others, employees, employers, everybody. Your behavior says something about who you are. When you encounter a guest in a lobby who wants to scream at the top of their lungs about the fact that their key card doesn't work again, rather than ask for a separate key, rather than, try and resolve the situation like an adult, they don't realize that for every onlooker, they look stark raving mad. They don't realize that the expletives they yell at, employees because they feel like they need to put them down so that they can feel bigger, does exactly the opposite in the eyes of everyone watching. It actually makes you look really small. It shows that you are very insecure. And that is quite sad. It could be a different situation. It could be the role of a friend who says they'll be there for you, will do everything in their power to convince you that they're the right match. But when push come to shove, they're nowhere to be found. They have excuses when they do show back up, and nothing they say matches up with their actions. Now, as loving and kind and generous as I want to be, I'm learning that I need to love myself first. And if I don't put myself first, guess what? No one is going to put me first. You know what I'm talking about. Most people are attracted to those people who are confident. They know what it is. It's like gravity. Everything gravitates towards them because they're so confident. They make it look so easy. And wow, how do they get through their day, so seamlessly? Well, it's because they're positive. It's because they're trying hard. It's because they don't let their emotions show. Whether that's good or bad remains to be seen, but it's the way they've learned to cope. I am one of those people. I tend not to let my emotions show because I don't know if I could handle letting them loose like that. I don't know if I could control it. I feel like my reality is scattered with choices that either prove that I am the brand that I claim to be or prove that I'm still growing and haven't reached that level yet. I find that I need to prove myself over and over again, and I find that these shadow problems that are surfacing at the moment are quite major because I realize now that they have showed up in every relationship that I've ever had. I have always chosen to please people, starting with my mother, all the way down to my ex-husband, even down to my daughter at this point. I like to be liked, and there's nothing wrong with that except for the fact that I'm not meant to be liked by everybody. I'm not meant to be understood by everybody. I find that in order to please people, I have had to shrink myself a little bit. Case in point, I asked a friend of mine to help me with the logo. Very talented individual. Very excited because they understood the concept as I was explaining it to them. And at the time I was having trouble with Fiverr anyway, and I was thinking, you know what, let me just ask. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They could say no. Or on the flip side, they could say yes, and maybe this would, work out very well. Asked them about the logo. It's been over a month and some change, and I haven't heard back. And for fear of upsetting them, I am afraid to ask about it. Do you see a problem there? As it is, it's a precarious relationship. The friendship is not solid. It is not consistent. It is not something that I could depend on with my life if I had to. But I thought I'd give it a shot. And I am afraid of upsetting them because that relationship matters to me. It's the same thing with another business relationship. I actually paid money for someone to do some work for me. And they said, yeah. I mean, they reached out to me first, and it was like one of those things where, hey, I saw your page. I'm impressed with your page. You seem like you have a great energy about you. I would love to introduce you to some of my services. And here I am thinking, okay, well, this young lady seems to, have it together. She seems to be creditable. And the money she's asking for the services she can provide is negligible. It's not a lot of money. And if nothing else, I could find a great friend and I could promote someone who really knows what they're talking about. Well, since the time that I've paid the money and we've tried to connect once, I haven't heard from her either. I don't know where she went. I have talked to her a couple times. She said, yes, okay, this day works. Let me message you in the morning and tell you what time is available. No word. Messaged again, and she's like, yes, of course, I really need to get this done. I'll let you know what time. Once again, nothing came through. So I'm finding that There are a lot of people who aren't what they say they are. There are a lot of people who aren't ready to be the kind of people that I'm expecting them to be. And that's okay. But that also means in order for me to continue to grow the way that I want to grow, I need to leave you behind. There's no way about it. I'm sorry. If nothing else, the money I paid for the services that were not rendered, chalk it up as a loss. It's all good. I learned. But it does make me sad because I'm in the business of helping people. I really do want people to succeed. I really do want to make more connections, to talk to people, to, to get to a place where, I don't know, I have friends in every medium of life. I have people that I can count on, people that, I could collaborate with if I needed to. I like the idea of a network. I love the idea of network marketing. I love the idea of creating a community where if I need something or someone else comes to me and they say need something, I know a guy that knows a guy. You know what I mean? I love that. I really do. And it may sound real mafia to you, but you know what? Mafioso, then, whatever. I'm good with that. It's a real old school style of doing things, but it worked. I mean, I'm not talking about the, like to terrify people and threaten them and stuff. No, I'm talking about a favor for a favor. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. If you're going to promote me, if I feel that you are in line with what I'm doing, I'll promote you too. I feel like I need to stop trying to please everybody. I feel like I need to stop pretending that in order to save a relationship, I have to be nice all the time. Sometimes, obviously, if you can handle me or not, you're going to have to take me being blunt and telling you what's what because it's the best thing for you. And I know in my heart that if the relationship is worth its weight in salt, that me being blunt and telling you like it is not going to upset the friendship. But like I said, right now in my current state of affairs, me being a single mom, me being alone in the house with my daughter, me not having a social life, yes, I am terrified of losing the few friends that I do. It's something it looks like I may have to get over though in 2018 if I want to keep moving forward. And I'm not saying I'm about to become heartless and cold. No, that's not it at all. I'm going to start measuring my words. I'm going to start watching where I put my energy and how much of that energy comes back, and I will let the energy decide whether you stay or go. It's really as simple as all that. It's a tough reality. I don't like the fact that people will let you down, but it is a fact. It will happen over and over again. It will happen. You just get better at taking the news sometimes. And I don't know. It's all for the best. It's all for my highest and best good. I know that. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean that it doesn't stop me in my tracks sometimes because it's still a shock that people can do this. Which I should know better. I mean, in this day and age where everyone uses a filter just to look good on camera, here I am looking crazy as hell in the morning live, with freckles and bags under my eyes, hair all over the place. But I'm trying to show you that I am real. I'm not made up. I'm not some fictitious character. I do exist. And I do feel the way that I do. And I do act the way that I say I do. And there's no pretense about it. So for me to expect people to resonate on the same energy that I do is wrong. It's expectation, which is the root of all evil and heartache and suffering. But me expecting that of you means that I would treat you that way. And either you balance up or you fall out of orbit. It's just the way it is. I can't help you grow unless you want to grow. I can't push you to change anything unless you want to change. It's very simple. It hurts though because there are always emotions involved, right? And I'm not at that level yet where I can turn off my emotions. I don't know if I want to get there either though, because that's my favorite thing about me. I am very resourceful. I will find a way to get things done. So when I ask someone to help me, understand how hard it is for me to even open my mouth and ask. And once I do, and I'm expecting, something. I mean, manage my emotions, manage my expectations. Tell me, hey, I tried this and it doesn't work, and let me try something else. It's going to take me a little bit longer. Or if you can't do it, tell me. You're swamped, you got other things going on. Look, you know what? I can't do it right now. That's perfect. Just tell me so I know what to expect. I hate being ignored. I hate being played. It brings out the beast in me, and I don't like it. Because it takes a long time to put it away as well. I'm quickly realizing that reality is meant to challenge you. It's meant to push you to grow. But I really do wish it wasn't at the expense of some of the few friendships that I do have. But obviously what's meant for me is meant for me, and you can never take that away. And if it's not meant for me, then it's there to teach me a lesson and then disappear. As much as that hurts. Because I hate losing people. I do. I really do. I think that's it for now. I don't know what else to say about the situation. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be upset. I would like to pretend like this was a great day. But for some reason, yes, this one thing is just upsetting me. And it's making me realize a lot of things, which is good. But I'm not about to beat a dead horse either. So, the purpose of tonight's podcast was to give you a glimpse of what my thought process is when some of these things do happen, because they do happen a lot more often than you would think, but I do try to focus on the positive. And this is a positive situation. It is. It's making me realize what I can and can't do. It's making me realize who I can and can't trust. It's making me realize, where I should be focused. Because obviously this one conversation on someone else's Facebook wall has made me this upset. It means I'm not focusing on other things that I could be, that would have been more productive and a better use of my time and energy. But because it took up this much energy, I felt the need to explain it and tell you about it, because you will, at some point, find yourself in the same situation I am, where one thing went wrong and you can't get your mind off it. It's just bugging you. Yes, you're meant to change your thoughts. You're meant to immediately drop everything and count 3, 4, 5 good things that you're really proud of, so you can start changing your mindset to gratitude. Yes, you're supposed to watch carefully and listen for messages and use your intuition about what you should do next or how you should interpret the situation. But more than that, when your feelings bubble up, you're meant to feel them. They demand to be felt. If that means you need to go, hit a bag for a couple hours so you feel better, if you need to go, punish your series and do sit-ups, push-ups, burpees, whatever, until you can't lift your arms anymore, then that's what you got to do to work out your system. If you got to go, headbang to some heavy metal for a little bit just so you can get out of that zone, then go do that, because your feelings demand to be felt. Every time you push them back down, every time you suffocate them and strangle them so that they no longer feel, they only come back stronger the next time they're aroused. Anyway, I will get over this. I have plenty of things to keep me busy. Lots and lots of projects, like I mentioned, and things that I'm super proud of, super grateful for. I couldn't be happier in the moment. But yeah, I got real human today, and it got me a little bit, and I'm upset to say that it got me, but you know what? I'm going to handle that too. There isn't a single thing that I haven't survived yet. There isn't a single obstacle that wasn't put in my path that I have not jumped over, walked through, survived. I'm going to be all right. But I'm hoping you took some value out of this podcast episode. I'm hoping you realize that the power lies in your hands. The way you think about things. How are you going to handle the situation? How much more time you're going to give to this particular emotion before you move on and, get back on the road. Get back on the horse and keep doing what you got to do. Don't be scared. Do not shrink yourself. And no, you can't please everybody. I love you guys. I'm going to call it a night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay? And I'm really hoping that you have a safe holiday season. If you're traveling, please be careful. If you're meeting up with family, please be patient. It'll all work out. I believe that. I'm hoping you believe it too. Y'all take care. Good night. Bye.